So the outcome is that Jayasuriya has won the toss and elected to field. We'll have to wait to see if that was the right decision. We have a lovely day here today, hot and sunny, just a few clouds dotted around, and it's a beautiful blue sky. Jim Maxwell is with me in the commentary box for this game. You were out in the middle earlier, Jim. How did the pitch look then?
Good morning, Richie. The pitch has obviously suffered a little during the hot weather, and there are some obvious cracks appearing. It will certainly spin right from the start, so we can expect a lot of overs from the slow bowlers during this match. Well, that appears to be the state of the pitch. Back to you, Richie.
The teams are making their way onto the pitch, and the crowd is giving them a warm welcome. So let's take a look at the teams. Here's the team for Australia. Gilchrist, Hayden, Ponting, Martin, Lehman, Bevan, Simons, Hogg, Lee, Gillespie and McGrath. And here's the lineup for Sri Lanka. Jayasuriya, Kalavatara, Adapadu, Sangakkara, Jayawardena, Chandana, Dilshan, Dharmasena, Vas, Muralitharan and Gammage. Australia are about to start their innings. That's over the rope, 6 runs off. That's the first boundary for Gilchrist.
When you can't set fields for shots like that, that's brilliant.
Gilchrist waiting at the striker's end. He's taken the aerial route there. All runs. Thus, he's not impressed.
What a clever piece of bat. He picked a safe area and just lifted it over the end.
Thus, the ball to Gilchrist. Just 1 run. Pushed into the gap. He's got hold of that one. 4 runs. He found the gap with precision.
Lovely shot. It raced away to the fence for 4.
Thus to Hayden. Yeah. 4 more to Hayden. Hayden very quickly onto that one.
Fantastic shot there. He knew it was 4 as soon as he struck.
score is now 19. Voss to Hayden.
Australia will be looking to blast away from the start with fielding restrictions in place.
Gilchrist is now on strike. Oh, that is an excellent shot by Gilchrist. He struck that straight down the ground.
Well, that one showed us the ball maker's name. A beautiful straight drive.
Australia have taken their total on to 23. Gilchrist facing. That's been given as a wide.
There are stricter rules on wides in one-day cricket, so you need to be careful not to drift down the leg side.
Australia have taken their total on to 24. Gamage to bowl to Gilchrist. It's gone way into the stands. 6 runs. He really struck that well.
He hardly seemed to hit it, but it's gone for 6.
The total is now 30. Gamage to Gilchrist. He's gone over the top of that, and it looks like 4 runs. He really struck that well.
What a good placement. No one at home, over the top for 4.
This has been an excellent over for Australia. Gilchrist waiting at the striker's end. Gamage has got him.
We're looking for that early wicket, and they weren't disappointed.
Gamage gets his first wicket. This was how the innings ended for Gilchrist. So then, that's the end of Gilchrist.
His team really needed more from him, so it's not good batting to get out now.
Ponting is the new batsman. Gamage to bowl to Ponting. Hit straight to a fielder. Ponting facing. Stopped by Dilshan. And the end of the over.
He didn't keep it very tight during that over at all.
Thus, at the start of his run-up. Thus, to begin a new over, wide ball signalled by the umpire.
The umpires are pretty strict on wide deliveries in one-day cricket, so you need to keep the ball pretty straight.
The score is now 1 for 35. Thus continues. He smashed that away. Magnificently cut away for 4 by Hayden.
The bowler needs to avoid giving away boundaries, so he must keep it tight.
Hayden facing. Oh, that's gone a long way. Thus, I don't like that at all.
That was a super shot. I really didn't think it was too bad a ball.
One now for 45. Voss to Hayden. Outstanding catch.
He got into great position to take that catch.
Voss gets his first wicket. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Hayden scored 18 runs from 7 balls. Martin is the next man in. Voss continues. There it goes, right out of the ground. The 50 is up for Australia.
Oh, I can't believe it, but it is out of the ground. 6 runs.
Australia move on to 51. Voss continues. Straight through the covers. Got very early by.
He really needs to concentrate on line and length right now to keep the runs down.
Australia have taken their total on to 2 for 55. Voss with the final ball of his spell. It's straight at Dilshan. That over cost 21 runs. Gamage to bowl the last of his allotted overs. Ponting waiting at the striker's end. Damage continues. It's in the air, but it's 4 runs. He timed that to perfection.
Well, he just got away with it. Risky shot. I'd recommend keeping the ball on the ground at this stage.
Damage to Ponting. That's been given as a wide. Ponting waiting at the striker's end. He's cleared the infield, 4 runs. Super shot by Ponting.
The bowlers really need to keep it tight at this stage of the match.
Damage to bowl to Ponting. That's found the gap in the field. Great fielding. One more to Ponting. Martin facing. Sangakkara is after that one. An easy single there to Martin. 10 runs came from that over by Damage.
Australia are really taking the attack up to the bowlers, and the run rate reflects this.
Sri Lanka are about to make a change in the bowling. Martin to face an over of spin. Chandana to bowl his leg spin. It's straight at Dilshan. Chandana to bowl his wrist spin. Chandana to bowl to Martin. Chandana to bowl his leg spin. Martin facing. Five overs are left for Australia.
That was a really good over. He didn't give anything away.
We're going to see the off spin of Muralitharan. Ponting waiting at the striker's end. Muralitharan to Ponting. Ponting facing. Muralitharan to bowl to Ponting. Ponting waiting at the striker's end. Over the top and away for four. Ponting very quickly onto that one.
He picked it up nicely and it's got him four.
2 for 70. Muralitharan to bowl to Ponting. Dilshan is in pursuit. Comfortably held by Dilshan.
Well, he just picked the fielder out perfectly with that shot.
Muralitharan gets his first wicket. We can have a look at that again. Australia are 3 down now for 70. The next man in is Lehmann. Four runs came from that over. Chandana continues.
Run.
Safely taken by Pharmacy.
Well taken. He never looked like dropping.
Chandana gets his first wicket. This was the end of the innings for Martin. Australia are 4 down now for 70. Bevan comes in at number 6. Bevan facing. Gamage is after it.
Yes.
Stopped by Gamage. Just 1 run. Gone, caught.
Superb stuff. What a catch. That'll give his team a huge boost.
Chandana gets his second wicket. This was how the innings ended for Lehmann. So then, that's the end of Lehmann.
Well, he hasn't troubled the scorers with that innings.
Simons comes in at number 7. Chandana to Simons. Gamage is chasing that one. One run to Simons. Chandana continues. Two runs were picked up from that over by Bevan. Muralitaran to begin a new over. He's asking for the third umpire. That's the red light, he's out. Simons is making his way back to the pavilion. Hogg is the new batsman for Australia. Muralitaran continues. Calavitarana is chasing that one, steered expertly into the gap. That's two more runs on the board. The total is now 6 for 74. Muralitaran to Hogg. That's a huge six. That's the first boundary for Hogg.
What an effortless shot. Brilliant.
Australia are 6 for 80. Hogg waiting at the striker's end. It goes over the top. Really struck that well.
The bowler needs to avoid giving away boundaries, so he must keep it tough.
Muralitharan to continue with his off-spin. Muralitharan with the final ball of his spell. There's just one there. That over helped the run rate somewhat.
Sri Lanka need to keep it tighter than that.
We're about to see a change in the bowling. Hogg is now facing. Damasina to bowl to Hogg. Chandana is in pursuit. Chandana out at long on. There's just one there. Damasina to Bevan. Bevan waiting at the striker's end. The third umpire's been called for. That's the red light, he's out. Bevan goes for only one.
Well, with the fall of that wicket, they'll be hoping to mop up the tail quickly.
Lee comes in at number 9. Damasina to bowl to Lee. That's cleared the boundaries, 6 runs. That's the first runs of the day for Lee.
Another one of those, and this bowler could be out of the attack.
a change in the bowling for Sri Lanka. Hogg to face an over of spin. Hogg waiting at the striker's end. Chandana out at long off. A single to Hogg. Jayasuriya to Lee. Jayasuriya to bowl to Lee. Yes. Fielded by the man at long on. Another run. He looked as if he was home to me. Hogg facing. Jayasuriya bowl the last ball of the innings. At the end of the innings, Australia have scored 7 for 94. Sri Lanka require 95 to win. Wide ball signalled by the umpire.
There are stricter rules on wides in one-day cricket, so you need to be careful not to drift down the leg side.
McGrath to Jayasuriya. That's over the rope. 6 runs off McGrath. McGrath won't like that at all.
He smashed that a long way. Great to watch for the neutral, but the bowler won't be too happy.
Jayasuriya facing. Up and over and 4 runs. Super shot by Jayasuriya.
He picked it up nicely, and it's got him 4.
Sri Lanka require 84 to win. Jayasuriya waiting at the striker's end. That's over the rope. 6 runs off McGrath. Jayasuriya absolutely smashed that for 6.
Exciting stuff. He took a risk, but was well rewarded as the ball disappeared over the fence.
McGrath to bowl to Jayasuriya. That's a big hit. It's 6. That was sheer power.
That was a super shot. I really didn't think it was too bad a ball.
Jayasuriya waiting at the striker's end. That's out of the ground. That nearly joined us up here in the commentary box.
Great strike. It looked like 6 the moment he struck it.
McGrath to bowl to Jayasuriya. It's straight at Lehman. 29 runs came from that over for Sri Lanka. The required run rate is around 7 and over.
That wasn't a very good over at all. Far too expensive.
Lee to Kalavatara.
Yes!
An easy single there to Kalavatara. So they need 65 to win from 53 balls. Lee to bowl to Jayasuriya. Four byes to be added to the total.
4 byes. The keeper won't be pleased about that.
.61 runs required. Jayasuriya facing. He smacked that over the top and been rewarded with 4. Jayasuriya very quickly onto that one.
He hit that over the field superbly.
The score is now 38. Jayasuriya waiting at the striker's end. Four wides to Sri Lanka.
The poor wicketkeeper had no chance with that. It was so wide.
Sri Lanka have taken their total on to 42. Lee to Jayasuriya. That's racing away for another 4 to Jayasuriya.
The drive is a beautiful shot to watch when played well, and that was a perfect example.
Lee to Jayasuriya. Hit straight to a fielder. Sri Lanka more or less need a run a ball now. Jayasuriya facing. That's been given as a wide.
The umpires are pretty strict on wide deliveries in one-day cricket, so you need to keep the ball pretty straight.
The total is now 47. Jayasuriya waiting at the striker's end. Gillespie is after it. They've turned that into 2. That's good running. That over cost 20 runs. The required run rate is around 5.5 and over.
Australia need to keep it tighter than that.
McGrath at the start of his run-up. McGrath continues. Stopped in the covers. .46 runs required. McGrath the ball to Calavatara. Stopped in the covers. McGrath continues. There should be some runs here. Great shot by Calavatara. The opening pair have now put on 51.
He picked that ball up beautifully. The bowler will have to be careful not to put the ball in that area again.
Sri Lanka will be pleased with the progress they've made so far. Calavatara waiting at the striker's end.
He must have been sleeping in the field when that ball was hit again.
This partnership is now 55.
He should be looking to bowl a tighter line at this stage.
Sri Lanka have taken their total on to 57. McGrath with the final ball of his spell. That's racing away to the square leg boundary. That was beautifully turned off his legs before.
Lovely shot. It raced away to the fence for 4.
And the end of the over. The required run rate is around 4.5 and over.
Sri Lanka have kept their run rate hovering at a good pace in this innings.
Lee to bowl the last of his allotted overs. Lee to bowl to Jayasuriya.
Yeah.
Lee is not impressed.
The bowler needs to avoid giving away boundaries, so he must keep it tight.
Jayasuriya facing. That's a fantastic strike.
Extra cover is his strongest area. He scores a lot of runs there.
Lee continues. Martin is after that one. One more to Jayasuriya. Sri Lanka have taken their total on to 72. Lee to Kalavatauda.
Run.
Fielded by the man at long on. Just one run. Lee with the final ball of his spell. Stopped in the covers. And the end of the over. The required run rate is around 3.5 and over.
That was an expensive over for Australia.
Australia are about to make a change in the bowling. Gillespie to bowl to Kalavatauda. Stopped by Simons. Gillespie to Kalavatauda. Kalavitauna facing. That had 4 written all over it. Gillespie to Kalavitauna. Hit straight to a fielder. So they need 22 to win from 32 balls. Kalavitauna facing. There's just one there. Sri Lanka require 21 to win. Jayasuriya waiting at the striker's end. The batsman will have to run these. One more for Jayasuriya. Now he needs to get his head down again and aim for the next landmark.
Well played. Now he needs to get his head down and move to the next milestone.
5 overs are left for Sri Lanka. The required run rate is around 4 and over. And we have a change of bowling. Jayasuriya is now on strike. McGrath is in pursuit, swept away. The sweeper picks up. An easy single there to Jayasuriya. The total is now 76. Hogg to bowl to Kalavitauna. Wide ball signalled by the umpire.
He's consistently bowling wide and really needs to sort out his line.
The score is now 77. Hogg to bowl to Kalavitauna. Tucked off his legs. Gillespie cuts that off. Another run to Kalavitauna. Jayasuriya waiting at the striker's end. Stopped in the covers. Hogg to Jayasuriya. Jayasuriya facing. Sri Lanka require 17 to win. Jayasuriya facing.
Yeah.
And that's out. Fought by Gillespie.
Well done, the fieldsman. He really backed up the bowler's effort.
Hogg gets his first wicket. Let's take a look at that in slow motion. Jayasuriya is making his way back to the pavilion.
I enjoyed watching him bat today. It was a really exciting innings.
Ataparu comes in at number 3. That's the end of the 5th over. The required run rate is around 4 and over.
As long as they keep wickets in hand, their current run rate will guide them home.
Gillespie continues. That's over the rope. 6 runs off Gillespie.
Great strike. It looked like 6 the moment he struck it.
Gillespie to bowl to Kalavatara. He's got hold of that one out of the ground. That moves him on to 28.
He absolutely loves to play that shot. It's a big run score for him.
Kalavetarana waiting at the striker's end. That's out of the ground. They were diving for cover with that one.
He smashed that a long way. Great to watch for the neutral, but the bowler won't be too happy.
Sri Lanka have won a hard-fought contest here. So to sum up then, Sri Lanka win by 9 wickets